How you doing? I'm hurting my choach. Hi. I hurt my choach. Can I say that word? They prefer you not to say choach. Is choach a bad word? Well, I said if Sacco shows up, we're going to do a live. If Sacco doesn't show up, I'm going to cancel a live. And I can't, I don't negotiate. I don't negotiate. I just can't stress that enough. I can't stress it enough. Sacco's got 1 minute. I'll give him that. Sacco's got 1 minute. So if you're watching this right now and it's not live, you should thank Sacco. I'm in the same place. We'll see if somebody else wants to call me an ethnic slur. Apparently, it's a very racist area, Delray, Florida. I was in the same spot here like 2 nights ago, and some guy decided to call me a very bad word. Well, it's a bad. Well, how do I explain? For some people, it's a bad word to say, and then other people, it's a word they say to, I guess, reflect on things that happened in the past and that they've overcome that. And now when they say it, it's almost like, I don't know, an homage to like, I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, to say it's a bad word for some people. And, other people, it's, I don't know, whatever. We're talking about the word retarded. Okay. Now, this is the Magnum R 56 Sungrown. I don't think I've ever had it in 56. Now, here's the thing, Anthony P. Sacco's not reliable, so we're not going to smoke this. Anthony P. In the past, when I said I didn't enjoy anything less than a Hemingway on the Fuente side, and I meant that, because the regular, like, Chateau line, I really don't enjoy those cigars. However, though, the Magnum R side, those Sungrowns, I actually like them. And then the Doble Sass, what the fuck are those things called? They come like in a brown box too. So those ones I guess can get a pass too. So what I'm trying to say is when I made that statement, I meant it at the time and I still do. But there's that gray area between like regular mid-tier Fuente, like the whatever it's called, like double Chateau, like the in the white box, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like any of those cigars. And then there's the Magnum R, that lineup. It's a bunch of sizes. And then, yeah, the Casa Cuba, thank you. So those lineups, they're like they're Fuente mid tier, but they're like Fuente, I guess, upper mid tier, if that makes any sense. I can respect those lines. I don't like the regular classic like Sungrown or their Maduro or the Connecticut's, anything in the on the, and it's not because they're cheaper. I would love to love them, but they're I don't really like those you know. PG, look at you, PG. It's no one asked you, PG. No one asked you. No one asked you. Agua. That's some agua. I'm sorry, PG. Anyone ask you? I'm sorry, PG. Anyone ask you? Like this is like Richie has like 3 people here, and like Richie's being an asshole to like 33% of the audience. Like that's Richie doesn't care. There's nothing you could do to him. Nothing. I got AP here. Wait, did you mean that? You want a competition, baby? Competition confirmed. Bready, nutty, slightly pungently sweet and funky. The foot smell. The foot smell is good. This is the Rosado Sungrown Magnum R 56. I've never had the 56. Quite a full pack and quite a heavy cigar for its size. I have not had this one yet. Sacco is not reliable, so the show is going to be canceled. I can't trust him. I can't trust him. I can't. Fuck Sacco. I can't trust him. I can't trust Sacco. It is what it is. I'm gonna waste my time. Yeah, exactly. All right. Bready sweetness on the cold draw is what it is. Sacco's not reliable. We can no longer trust in Sacco. So for the rest of the night, the theme will be Sacco, go fuck yourself. He's banned from my channel. I cannot trust him. I cannot trust him. Later on, after this, I'm going to enjoy this. Did you ever try the Punch Grand Puro? What a great little Robusto. Oh, it's just a 4.5, actually. Doesn't matter. Wow. That's actually got a better foot smell than Fuente. Have you ever smoked? And these cigars been there for a while at the shop. Have you ever smoked this? The Punch Grand Puro? Great cigar. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm talking to myself. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. I really thought that we were gonna have a lounge. Jeremy's not even here. Jeremy's in a competition somewhere. Mm. Oh, wowza. Wowza. Succo's not real. I might have to close the windows. It's getting a little windy. Windy. What's the difference between a windy road and a windy road? Yeah. I don't know if you know this. You're supposed to use torches for cigars. You know, it's that injection of fourth degree burns breaks the fourth wall, and it makes the cigars real. Because when your tobacco is sad and and it has like fourth degree burns, it's looking to heal, and it heals better. You can't heal unless you're sick, right? So you have to burn your cigar with torches, and then you can heal it by smoking it. What's that? Huh? Huh? Wait, you said you're going to bed? What the fuck is happening? What? What? You had to go. You going to bed? You came on here to say go to bed? Oh, your internet is no good. Oh, well, whose fault is that? Oh, hi, Shaka. Well, Sacco didn't even show up to the party. Everyone knows this.
Cigar. Damn good cigar.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'll say this: it's very sweet off the bat on this 56 size. What is it? It's actually it's a nice medium plus off the bat.
Am I still freezing, Sacco?
I don't know.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I literally just fucking like put my finger up the fucking foot of the cigar, bro. You're fucking lagging. It's fucking up Richie, man.
Am I still lagging?
Like your lagging is making me move like I'm lagging for some reason.
Well, let me let Sacco get on it.
No. I want you to get better. How's your pussy?
Good, man. I'm enjoying the cigar.
That's good.
Sacco, the draw is like a little. It's a little on the snug side, but I like it on the snug side. So far, I think it's actually quite good. I gotta go get my lighter though. One sec.
I gotta admit, man. I like the Fuente Rosado stuff. I think my favorite though so far was that small side. There's a little tiny one, the 44 gauge, and I don't know if you ever had the
Uh huh.
44 gauge Magnum R Rosado Sungrown. That one I think it got in the top 25. I think, but anyways, it was just a great cigar and a great size.
Isn't it a 47?
No, this one I just said 44 is a tiny one.
Do you mean the one that's called 44 is 47? I think.
Oh, is it really? Then why
Yeah.
are they calling it 44?
I don't know.
Are you sure about that? Maybe you're right. Are you
I'm
sure?
almost sure.
Why the fuck would they call it 44? This is in 56, and I'll tell you what, it's not boring at all. It's got great flavor. It's very
Yeah.
smooth. It's got some nice tingling spice to it, rich cedar. It has a nice, like warm, like sweet, like almost like a berry note, which is quite nice. A little bit of floral note, but it's not that much. But it's not like a high pitched floral note where it's like hot burning flowers. So it adds some complexity to it. The rich cedar is very nice, creamy texture. It's got a long finish though, not super heavy, but a long finish. So in between this coat and the tongue, and almost like a syrupy, sticky sweetness on the finish and the length. So overall, I think they're pleasing cigars that are hitting that medium plus right now. If you like those kind of cigars, and I'm sure it'll build up a little bit. And this is in 56, which is a big boy cigar, and they're pretty affordable. You can find these for $10 to $11 at a lounge.
That sounds pretty good, man.
It's kind of like a sweet spot where like you're not slumming it with Fuente, but I mean you're not smoking an Ajo or Opus X, but you're still having a great time with the
Mhm.
Rosado Sungrown in any size, and depending on what strength level you want. But then also, the stronger you're going to get, you're going to get less time because you have a smaller gauge. But the point is, the Casa Cubas and the Rosado Sungrown Magnum R's. It seems like the Casa Cubas are harder to find though. Uh,
Yeah.
Not really down here in Florida, but those seem a little harder to find.
I don't know. I mean, I like the Casa Cubas a lot. That's my favorite Fuente, I think. I would say Casa Cuba than the VSG.
Really getting tingling spice, which is really nice, and not like a really hot spice,
Mm-hmm.
but like almost like a tingling sweet black pepper. And I wouldn't say cinnamon, which when you have a tingling spice on cinnamon, but almost like picture if black pepper had a little bit of a sugar coating to it. Does that make any sense? Like
Yeah,
it's kind of a nice vibe.
that's cool.
Yeah. Um, no, I think it's kind of like a semi-sophisticated cigar that I know. I'll be honest, I overlooked, and since I started having them recently, I'm enjoying the Rosado Sungrown line, and the price points are really good, and it doesn't feel like they're definitely better because what I noticed, like if you get like a sun-grown Fuente, like in the white box,
Mm-hmm.
but just like and it has like a different labels, like the cheaper one, like
Uh-huh.
like the cheapest Fuente line, or the entry level one. I'm not a fan of those, and I wish I was. I wish they were great, but I'm not a really fan of those. It's just, but so you have the Rosado Magnum R line, and then you have the Casa Cubas, which I have a great time with, and then you go obviously to like the Hemingway line and up, which I start feel where like Fuente starts getting, on their premium
Yeah.
side, But I guess you could obviously say the Casa Cuba is on the premium side. I don't know if it has the same fanfare of Anejo. Definitely not Opus, but I think there are enough guys that like Casa Cuba.
Yeah. I think it gets respect, Casa Cuba. I hear people talk about it.
Yeah, I think it fills a void instead of going forward with Fuente, where like an Opus or an Anejo or a Hemingway are all like more modern cigars with more
Hmm.
complete blends and with beautiful blends and beautiful sweetness and complexities that are harmonious and heavenly. Casa Cuba is not like that. Casa Cuba is an homage to old school Cuban type cigars, simplistic, um, like a rich, more drier cigar. I don't know. I
Yeah.
like for like, I think for the during the day, I think they're a
Yeah.
nice smoke. The
Like the
Casa
Five
Cuba.
Vegas, right?
I'm sorry.
Like the Five Vegas, more old school Cubanesque.
See, I don't know why. I don't know if you're fucking with me. I never liked the Five Vegas, but if you liked it, man, respect to you. But I never liked the Five Vegas, so now I feel like if I was saying that, I'm disrespecting you. But I never was a fan of Five Vegas. So, would you want me to lie to you, not to hurt your
No,
pussy,
we
or do
can
you
we
want?
can we can all disagree, dude.
Oh,
Anyway, bro, Gio's in the chat. That's crazy.
well, thanks for letting me disagree.
No problem, bro. I'm smoking CDS tonight, dude. You can't mess with me.
Hey, man, dude. I mean, I feel like I lose in a competition right now.
Dude, his construction is unbelievable, dude.
Mhm.
Such an unbelievably smooth cigar, and I think the draw is good. It's like you said, it's a little snug on the snug side, but
The
it's
issue with
draws
his
well.
cigar, if they were a little tight, it wasn't a construction issue. It was just he was too generous. He put so much great tobacco that I think if he went up to one more size to a 54,
Yeah,
the ratio would have been. And that's just. I mean, think about it. He just started rolling cigar. I mean, his construction is better as far as the look and appearance is better than 99% of cigars in the market. And I promise you that. Like his fit and finish, like the rolling and the lines and how tight everything is you have to get to like Atabay level, you know what I'm saying, though, or like a higher end Davidoff or high end Fuente to like have something equally made. His rolling, he even say his rolling is better than mid tier cigars, which means mid tier cigars that's all they do. And so his rolling is very very unique and impressive. Uh, Geo flexing with Geo that 99 cent Geo. Hold on, let me.
are you
Yeah,
gonna shake
Geo.
it for him?
Yeah, no, hold on. Here, Geo, here. Is your penny back because you didn't want to send a dollar? His
But you don't need to. He sent 99 cents.
Well, I got
He,
99 cents, but a bitch ain't want it, right?
interesting. Yeah, no, Sacco. I'm not just blowing smoke, as it were. I like it, and I like. There's a. I'm getting a bitter vegetal note. I get a sort of bready sweetness to it. Um, but what I like about it is, besides the nice construction, I like that it's substantial. It seems to have kind of, even though it's not a strong cigar, it has kind of a full body. It's like a medium, but it's like a full medium,
It's got a lot
if
of
that
flavor.
makes sense.
It's got a lot of flavor.
It doesn't have any watered down notes. You know what I mean? That's something I've been looking for recently.
Yeah, no, I don't know how fast you smoke it or whatever, but if it is like, I would not let. You don't want to be. I would stay more on it than off it. You know what I'm saying, though.
Sure.
You know,
I mean, it's burning pretty good.
well, that's what I'm saying, though. No, what I'm saying, but I would stay more on it. Um,
Yeah.
and I would say with any cigar, if I have a cigar that the drawer is too open, then I slow down because I don't want to overheat it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I have a cigar which is a little more restrictive, it's like
Yeah.
you stay more on it. You know what I'm saying, though. So
Yeah.
somewhere in between is the perfect burn rate.
Hmm.
And I still have two Casa de Sacos left because I never really go on my humidor
Hmm.
because I don't really buy these cigars. I buy cigars and I smoke them.
Mm.
And when guys send me cigars, I smoke them out their bag and
Right.
until they're empty. And Richie's the kind of guy that like goes down to his last bullet. You know what I'm saying, though? And
Yeah.
he's got a cigar channel. I mean, only cigar channel where the guy's like, yeah. So I had to buy a cigar today, girl, so I wouldn't be able to review one. You know?
That's true, dude. Yeah, you could do a humidor tour like these other
Yeah,
cigar channels, and you're like, oh yeah, here's my Casa de Saco, and
yeah,
here's a couple of Fuentes, and
yeah.
thanks for coming to the
Yeah,
show.
I like to play it close to the chest. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Though, well. Here's the thing, though: the universe is going to have an opposite. So everyone's doing one thing. If you're a cigar reviewer, and they're going to have so many cigars they're never going to get to, right?
yeah,
Or cigars that they will review, but they have a box or two boxes of them. They're never going to review 50 of them. Um, Richie, when he reviews something, that's it. All of his focus, like, is on that. So it's free. And I'm not saying other people are wrong, but everyone's got their thing, you know?
yeah, for sure. One second, I'm turning the light on.
Yeah, Gio says he prefers just to look at his cigars. Yes, Gio, but also you like to look at your cigars with the magnifying glass so you can see your cock. You're right, Sacco. 99 cents is more than zero. So, Gio, I thank you from the bottom of my colon. Thank you so much. Is what it is. DVD. I will say
Pelvic floor,
this.
baby.
What's that?
Uh huh. Oh no, I was talking about pelvic floor.
Oh,
Even
nice.
deeper, bro. All the way to
Nice.
the bottom.
I like that. I like that. That's nice. I will say this: the construction on this is solid. It's got a very full pack.
Hmm.
I'll say this: I'm enjoying it. It's got a nice, rich, syrupy sweetness to it. It's got a nice, tingling black pepper spice that's like almost coated with like raw sugar. It's kind of nice. It's got really nice, like a dry cedar note. Um, it's not a rich charred Fuente, no, not that kind of cigar. I'd say right now it's only about maybe 60 to 65% darkness. It's like darker than like a Connecticut shade, but not like it doesn't feel like a really dark Rosado sun grown, or you can get some sun growns like for example like a virgin sun grown that's a darker cigar than this, like on the
Hmm.
Ashton. And this is what all Dominican, and what is this, Ecuador, Sumatra? What is the wrapper on this?
No, it's bro. What's the wrapper? Why can't I remember? Whatever. Somebody will have to do a blend check. But yeah, it's
I say right there, it's got the
yeah.
full swing. It's still a heavy medium plus, not medium full, but it's got a lot of flavor, and the flavor is very long and it's starting to build up. So even in this 56 gauge, what I like about it is I can walk around. I was gonna walk around and review this,
Hmm.
and I thought maybe the bigger size would have been like interesting as I walk around, so it wouldn't be overpowering. And I'm not saying it's overpowering, but it's a lot more flavorful than I was expecting it. And so that's why I'm really enjoying this. And the price point, $10, $11, it's a high value for what it is for, I think, a nice solid upper mid tier Fuente line. And definitely highly reusable. I've smoked this before in
Yeah.
different sizes. And I got to say, I'm enjoying it. I'm not saying oh, it's the best cigar I ever had, or it's my favorite sun grown. But I think it's a phenomenal cigar. They probably would age pretty good. I think Fuentes age better than Padrones, because Padron has got great strength and power, but it seems like in the age Padrones I've had, they lose the qualities I like as far as the Padron what Padron style is.
Hmm.
Whereas I've had aged Fuentes, um, that still tasted magical. That's what I like about Fuentes. Like Padron, I
Yeah.
like the raw power, and so when you age a Padron in a couple of years, all of a sudden it's still maybe medium plus, but it loses a lot of the earth and the black pepper. Um, so I like my Padrones fresh, within a year. And then, but Fuentes, it doesn't matter. They're ready out the box, but I don't think they lose a lot as much, because it's not trying to be a strong cigar to begin with. So
Yeah.
it's a
I've
different kind of
always
vibe.
I've always been curious about that cigar because I don't understand in the lineup. I don't understand what it represents or what it means. You know
Which
what I
one?
mean? That
This?
one. Yeah.
Um, it's definitely above. It's definitely above um, the classic line of the Chateau Fuente, double Chateau, whatever the fuck, the white
Yeah.
and black box. Even though these come in, I think a similar box, but
Hmm.
but the band is different. And also, the cheaper Fuentes have like a green. Oh no, well
Right.
the green might be from Maduro, but they like back here, it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Uh
No,
huh.
the this is the Magnum R line, which is the whole MAGR
Sure.
line, Magnum R. Yeah, I guess you say. I think maybe there should be a little more clarity. I mean, they come in at like maybe like $2, $3 more of over like the cheaper line, but I
Right.
think it's a big step up in like fermentation and like more a more well-rounded cigar and just a more beautiful tasting Fuente, which is what I'm going for.
Interesting. Gio says it's an Ecuador sun-grown Habano wrapper,
Mm.
all Dominican filler. What I mean
But
by
it's
that
definitely
is,
more aging than the classic Chateau Fuente line, the cheaper line, And I've had the cheaper line with the black label, the black on the foot, which is the black. If you have a little black velvet foot on the Fuente, that's
yeah,
their sun grown. Doesn't matter what because like the Hemingway sun grown had, I think had I think had a black label on it.
it doesn't have a black foot.
Yeah, it does
Um,
it.
no, I have one in my humidor right now.
Then what other ones have the black foot? There's other ones that have a black foot.
I don't know, but
There
not
was
the Hemingway sun.
no, there is ones that have a black foot. I can't remember which one.
You mean a black foot band?
Yes.
Not on the Hemingway, but I can't tell you which one. Um, but my question has always been, Hemingway seems like kind of a classic, Cameroon staple cigar. Don
Yeah, but it
Carlos
comes in
is
three wrappers though: the Maduro and the
sure,
Sungrown. Yeah.
that's true. So I guess my question about the Magnum
But
R
yeah, but
is,
that even represents that the Hemingway is a more expansive line, whereas the Magnum R is Magnum R. It's a Sungrown. That's it.
so why would you pick the Magnum R over a different Fuente? What's the occasion that you want to smoke it?
I think the strongest selling points is like two factors:
Mm,
value and um. How do I explain this? It's not as beautiful as if you went to higher end Fuente, but
uh-huh.
it's how do I explain it? It feels like someone who had kind of like a tougher life and then now they're doing pretty good by their standards. Does that make any sense? It's not a pretentious lineup,
Uh-huh.
whether the boxing or the price point, and the cigar itself. Like it's a good cigar. It's not like, oh my god, like this is the best Fuente, or like holy shit, Opus X. It's not like that at all. Um, um, it picture like if there was a cigar above the 1000 series, but not like Padron 64.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Though, which I think Padron should make a cigar in between the 1000 and the 64. Um, you it's at $10. You know what I'm saying though? And what's funny is the Padron 1000 series, whether it's 2000, 3000, those prices they have gone up a lot on the cheaper ones ratio wise. So now I'll see like a Padron like 2000, even down here in Florida for like $9, and you're like, oof, for that cigar. But then you'll see like the smallest Padron 26 for like 13, and you're like, oof, like that's so like for $4 difference, I'd rather have a Padron 26, even though it's short Maduro,
Yeah.
than like a Toro 2000. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. So like, when those cigars were $5, $6, you're like, hey, these are cheap Padrones, and you're just gonna have a fun, dirty time. It's a dirty, raw power Padron that like it's gonna make you appreciate their humble beginnings. And okay, then I can respect that. Kind of like your grandparents making wine in their garage. Like, it's not gonna be that refined, but hey, it's a good fucking time, and it represents their heritage. So that's why I like about the 1000 series. It's a cheap, dirty, fun, good cigar.
I want to
But
say
now
about
the
this.
1000 series, the prices are going up to where it's like almost the same, like a Toro 1000 series is almost the same price as a small Padron 64 down here. And you're like, with that spread, like if everything went up, so let's say a Toro was $9, and then like a Toro 64 was like, 16, you're like, okay, I can understand the spread difference. But for $2 more, I'm smoking a 64. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah. I want to say a couple things about the CDS. I do think the draw is a little bit too tight, but I'm still enjoying it, and it's still burning for me. But I'm having to keep it lit. But I like it. It's vegetal. It's got a little bit of a bitterness. It has some earthiness. It has a substantial aspect. It has a little bit of sweetness. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say. I was just gonna guess because it reminded me of. I smoked a Caldwell Yellow Cake Nicaraguan Habano, this is kind of reminiscent of that cigar.
Yeah.
So I guess this one's Ecuadorian Habano versus Nicaraguan Habano, but um, I like it, and I like the density of flavor. I don't think it's the best cigar I've ever smoked in terms of, it's not a super elegant blend. not a super rare. You know what I mean? It's not like in the opus category of complexity or the Davidoff category of smoothness. But I will say that it has some of the most important things I'm looking for in a cigar, which is it doesn't have any watered down notes, which I
What's up,
can't
TT?
stand. Um,
Yeah, no, I'll say this, especially from his earlier renditions, uh, where those ones didn't have those issues. And but also, I've had some of his that didn't, like the Spectre line,
mhm.
like that really didn't have any issue, especially when I smoked in Colorado, where I left it out and let it dry. I mean, I let it dry for a while.
Yeah,
Colorado's so dry, and then while I was smoking it too, right? So, like look at my Spectre review, I had a great fucking time with that.
yeah,
I got a high review, and I don't remember the draw being like extremely tight or preventing it. Maybe it might have been a little slightly snug, but not preventing it to where it was impeding the performance. So I'm looking forward to Sacco's next batch,
yeah,
where either he cuts back a little bit on the tobacco or goes to a 54. That's up to him. Obviously, I think,
yeah,
but I think financially it'd be more prudent just to put like a little less filler, and that's it. Because his
yeah,
construction's perfect. You know.
yeah. I mean, the actual like the hand feel in terms of the
Oh, dude,
construction
the,
and
the hand feel. I feel like I'm holding my cock. It's meaty. It's fucking erect. It's fucking. There's no soft or dense spots. You know what I'm saying? Though it's a full pack. It's a full pack.
yeah, Sako, I'll do that. I'll replace it in a 65. Actually, Sako, what I did ultimately was I put that little bag.
What's up, Caleb? Yes, we're Jimmy's.
Sako gave me a
Ace.
massive bag, Ziploc bag, and he put one tiny 69 bovida in it. He said,
Yeah, the
"Just
good
leave
thing is
this
you
out.
got
Don't."
time on your side. So cut the cap. Literally cut the cap and
Mhm.
let the literally cut the caps and let him in 65 and
This
just
doesn't. It doesn't feel wet to me though. Like the draw is very. I guess you could lose some moisture and it would
yeah.
open it
There's
up a little
always
bit,
more you could lose. You know what I'm saying? Though. So
but it's smoking. Like the flavor is smoking well. Like I wouldn't. To me, the flavor is right in that correct spot because it has that density of flavor. It has that full body in each individual flavor, which is really really nice. Like I said, something that drives me crazy, especially with like general blends. Um, like I got I don't know. I always have this issue. Maybe it's specifically Allure that does it for me, or Polito Cubano that does it for me. But I get this flavor of like watered down or like thin smoke, and I don't like that. And there are very few cigars actually that feel really dense in terms of their flavor. I think this is one of them, so I like that.
oh, it's interesting you get that. I never have that issue with the generals, but also I think your conditions and also the way you smoke a cigar could be a
Yeah,
factor. You know what I'm saying though. I
yeah,
mean, um, I know you say you don't micro puff a lot, but you definitely micro puff compared to Richie. That's all I'm saying.
hmm hmm I don't have the
So
I don't have the pure skull size to be able to not micro puff compared to Richie. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm too small of a guy.
Well, I
But
know.
yeah,
I
Sacco,
think
I'll replace it
the
with a
Corolla
65.
and the
Feel good.
camera is misconception. But yeah, like I could put you on my shoulder and we could smoke cigars together. You know?
That'd be fun, man.
Yeah.
We could strap an ashtray to one shoulder,
Mm.
and then we could use that.
I'll just put the ashtray on my head. It's fine.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. Like an ashtray hat.
Yeah, you're gonna sit on my shoulder. You're not gonna put one leg around each shoulder. That'd be too gay. You know, like, I don't want
No,
your
no, no.
balls. I
I
don't want your
figured I'd be
balls on my
over
neck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
like a fireman carry. But yeah, I could just hang out, just sit like a parrot.
Well,
You
hold
know what
on.
I mean?
Sacco just made a point. I never heard this before. He says when you get more smoke, there's more flavor. Yeah, I didn't because the flavor is the smoke. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Do you know you're not tasting tobacco? No one's ever tasted tobacco. Impossible. It's a leaf. You taste the smoke. You taste the sacrifice. But to deliver the smoke, I don't know if you know this too, it has to travel through the filler, which is surrounded by the binder,
But
right?
but Richie, you have the tobacco in your mouth, so you're tasting it at that level.
Yeah, that's false. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Because if that's the case, I could take a Maduro and just put a little bit of fucking Candela around here, and the cigar is going to taste like a Candela cigar as I'm smoking it. That's false.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
give a
That's not what
shit.
I said. What I said is you're
Yeah.
technically tasting it.
Nah, bullshit.
You are
Bullshit.
tasting it. You could put an
Bullshit.
unlit cigar in your mouth and you could taste it, can't you?
Ah, bullshit.
Maybe your palate's too blown out, man.
No, bro. That's not tasting the cigar, man. It's smoke. People
No,
smoke cigars.
you said you can't taste the tobacco. I'm saying you could literally taste tobacco. You could eat the leaf.
This is fucking retarded. If we could just enjoy cigars without lighting them, that would be fantastic because we can go anywhere. You
I
could
didn't
be,
say that, man.
yeah.
I didn't say it would be good. I just said you could taste it. I really like this cigar, man. I get a density of like earthiness. It's good. Reminds me a little bit of like the Bolivar Cafradia. Like it's not. It doesn't give up at all. It's like
Why
a
did you
dark.
go full Gale Sack? I can't see you.
Oh, you can't. I'm sorry. This is as much light as I can have.
Mm.
Anyway,
I'll
so
say I'll
yeah,
say
go
this:
ahead.
this is a very slow burning cigar. It's quite nutty. It's creamy. It's got nice vanilla notes. It's got it's not as like sourdough twangy like the Casa Cuba. Um, but I would say they're similar as far as in my opinion, like their value line and
Yeah,
similar. And of course, obviously, I think the Casa Cuba has a little more better on the branding with the boxes and
yeah.
a little more maybe sex appeal. People find the Casa Cuba could maybe a little more rare to get. But I think the Magnum R and the Casa Cuba are very similar in the performance and what they give you.
Mm,
Um, and after smoking a bunch of those, two of those this week, and smoking this one now, I would say they're around the same as far as performance, value to the dollar, like what you're getting. Um, I think the Casa Cuba is a little stronger in some aspects, but there's so much flavor on this. And this is a 56. You're getting a lot of flavor. Now, I've smoked the smallest version of this, which the Magnum 44, which is a
yeah.
much smaller cigar. I don't know what size. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is a 47. It's a small cigar though, and it's a short cigar, and that one was fantastic. Um, but I think that both lineups could compete with each other if you want to have a great time within mid-tier Fuente. Get similar sizes of the
Yeah.
Magnum R. I'd say get the 44 and get the Doble Quattro. Get this. I think overall the Doble, even though the Doble Trace was skinnier and longer,
Yeah.
so it was stronger. I think I've decided that the Quattro was 52 by like 4. I think that I prefer that overall though because even though it's a little less stronger, I think the strength in everything is a factor. It's a really big factor, but
Hmm.
how it affects that particular blend. That's why it's important to try the same blend in different sizes because the size is the blend, meaning the size affects the blend.
Hmm.
So, and that's why I also like cigars that just come in one size
Mm.
because that's the blend. But when you have cigars that come in different sizes, now in a way you got to do the work and decide. Like almost like the master blender, you're the master size choice. You have to decide what size affects this blend, or do I like them all? But then
Yeah.
when do I like each size? Does that make any sense?
Ta-
So
yeah.
yeah,
Taco, do you know if there's any Corojo or San Andreas or maybe broadleaf in here? Tastes like a little bit of Corojo. Tastes like a little bit of like a Maduro wrapper, but I'm not sure. But I'm really
yeah,
enjoying
Sacco. But
it.
Sacco, you don't no incense. You just smell, Sacco. False. You do not. You do not put incense in your mouth. You would die. You would
Um,
die.
to your point about the Casa Cuba, I thought you liked the double dose the most, which was like the
I really, yeah,
6 by 42.
I did, I did
Hmm.
until I had those smaller. So I don't ever had the Quattro and the Trace. I don't believe that was great. The Trace was great. It really was. I loved them all, bro. I fucking loved them all.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, though? But I just reviewed the Trace and the Quattro
yeah,
and those smaller sizes, and it was fantastic. So yeah, I recommend the Cis, and
yeah,
I really recommend the Quattro and the Trace. If you want the strongest size, get the Trace with that skinny
yeah,
gauge. Um,
yeah. Nice.
but I think the best one overall for the blend after smoking all of them in a sense, well, all of them, a lot of them, that 52 by 4 inch, it for that blend it does it pretty good.
Nice. I'll have to. I bought a bunch of those, ruined them, of course, but the couple I smoked were really, really excellent. So
Yeah.
I buy it. I believe it. So would you say that that is, if you're looking for a mid tier Fuente that's on the sweeter side, the more delicious side? What do you think?
I mean, it has some sweetness to it, but I wouldn't say overall it's like a massively sweet cigar. Um, it does have a little bit of bitterness to it, but I think in a good way.
Hmm.
Um, um, I think it's more complex, um, especially in this 56. It's right now. It's a heavy medium plus. I'm gonna drop the ash in a minute. Um, I think it has more good things going for it than against it. I guess the things against it would be like regret. Like, well, should I have gotten for like $2 more if they had a Neho Maduro? I'm sorry, if they had Hemingway Maduro, which is an honorable regret because you could say, well, that's a better cigar
Hmm.
in many categories, and you're like, okay, but that's a Maduro, and it's also a Hemingway line, it's a different size,
Yeah.
and it's going to be smaller for more money, so there's less value. But even though those are great value cigars, because still, I think the Hemingway Maduro is some of the best Maduro cigars you're going to get, and they're just generally not big cigars. They're unique sizes, but I think this line, the Magnum is high value on the size. You're getting a lot of tobacco for the money, but
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like a budget stick. Um, I think it does a lot. I think this 56 is great. I would recommend that small 44, the 44 version. You're right. I don't think it is 44. Maybe it is a 47. I don't know, and I could be wrong. Um,
Bro, Sacco said he put Pennsylvania Oscuro in the filler. Dude, honestly, it's a pretty good cigar, dude. I really like it. It's not like elegant, like sexy blending, but in terms of like I said, like high complexity, like Opus, but um, just has this. It has this super like dense, tasty element to it. Really like dark, strong, but not dark like sad dark, but like dark like deep. It has like a deep flavor to it. It's really nice.
I would look at that as like it's a commanding, where a cigar has some dark flavor, it's commanding it, but it's not at an oppressive level yet.
The overall flavor is like 70% to darkness, maybe. But it's got good bitterness, good earthiness, good
Yeah,
density.
TT. The other thing I would say about the
Sourdough.
cigar is
Uh-huh.
it's very slow burning, so you're gonna get a lot for your money. I mean, fucking, dude. Dude. I'm not even 2 inches in. Like this 56 gauge is burning fucking slow, and I'm smoking it, man. It's burning fucking slow.
Yeah, we've been on for 35 minutes, dude. That's a pretty good time.
No, I've been on 42, cocksucker.
Were you already smoking when I came on?
Doesn't fucking matter, does it?
Kinda.
You want to hurt my chocha?
Now you still? I don't understand. Did it come back?
What?
What's the Chocha status, dude?
Yeah, my chocha healed up.
So it's fine. So we're good.
No, don't say it's fine. Just because something healed doesn't mean it's not damaged. It's got scarring. You know what I'm saying, though?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Texas Torres is talking about the Woody, dude. He said he still needs to smoke the Woody. I guess I think that touched a lot of guys on the channel. They really wanted to see you smoke that Woody.
I didn't. I didn't. I'm gonna drop the ash. Here we go. Dropping the ash. It was a very flaky ash, a very non-dense ash, which is surprising. So overall, I would say the cigar is enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's darker than a Connecticut, not as dark as Maduro or other brands, sun grown.
Hmm.
Um, I think like it's obviously not as beautiful as like what Fuente can do on their higher end stuff, but that
Hmm.
comes to aging and price points, right? Um, I think as MSRP price points go, Fuente's pretty fair. Like the more you spend, generally the better cigar you're gonna get, but it's gonna cost
Hmm.
you more money. I'm not talking about gouge. You know what I'm saying? No, once you gouge, that's a whole nother thing. Um, and when you think about the difference from like let's say Rosado Sun Grown, $10, $11, depending which one you get. And at Neptune's here in the lounge, they got the smaller ones, Rosado Sangro, the small one for like $8.50. So it's really affordable, for a lounge cigar to get like a really more of a kind of like a solid mid-tier to upper mid-tier cigar, depending how you want to look at it. And then the next step up, you go to Casa Cuba a little more, and then but also Casa Cuba, you are getting a nicer box, which that's a factor of the cost as well. And I take a nicer band, and then you go up to Hemingway's, and then from there, uh, Don Carlos. And but what's funny is Don Carlos and Hemingway's, depending on the size, are really around the same price. Until you get to like really large Don Carlos, like a torpedo,
Yeah.
that can get to like $15, $16. But like smaller Don Carlos, 9, $10 down here.
How is there any cigar that you would put in the same wheelhouse with that cigar?
Which cigar? Don Carlos?
No, no, no. With the one you're smoking now, the Magnum.
Within the same brand or outside the brand?
Anything. I'm actually thinking outside the brand. I'm curious if there's something like if you like a similar cigar, you know what I mean, or you know what I mean,
Mm,
or is Fuente just unique like that?
in a way, I'll say this: like picture like a Milano V is like a Nicaraguan version of this, where it's a little darker, more spicy, has some type of sweetness to it. But I think if you want, but it's similar. But it's like a Nicaraguan version, like you know what I'm saying though, and I think they could pair well in a sense, but not directly, but like indirectly because it's because obviously the classic Milano V is a sun-grown wrapper, right? Obviously, it's not a Maduro until you go to Maduro. So anything that's not Maduro is a sun-grown wrapper. Because even shade-grown is grown in the fucking sun. It just has clouds or sheet or shades of cheesecloth.
Uh-huh.
But even then, it wouldn't have the same syrupy notes to it like this. Um, that's kind of tough to say though. If you're talking about overall, but with the price point, like value line on it, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying similar wheelhouse, like something that might be related, like a cigar that people might like if they like this cigar, or vice versa.
Yeah, but the problem is that nothing came right to my mind while I was smoking it.
Yeah.
So like now it's like, oh my god.
No, man. I mean, maybe I've had a lot of experience. I think with Fuente, that's kind of unique. You know, they have sort of a unique flavor profile.
In some ways, in some ways, like the Perdomo 30th Sun Grown, but that's a better cigar. But that's costing $3-4 more, um, and that's a 15-year age cigar.
Mhm.
Now you could say on the Perdomos you're getting a lot more value for a 15-year age cigar, and you are.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's still costing more though. If you could go to probably the 20th Perdomo Sun Grown, but I'm not a real fan of the 20th anniversary. I'm really
Well, it
not.
doesn't have to be the same price point. I'm
No,
just
but
curious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's my fucking show, so let me speak. All right, is that all right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, so like the 20th Sun Grown Maduro, Sun Grown Perdomo, nah. But I like this better than the 20th Sun Grown. Because I mean, in a way, it's like okay, we could just comparing the cigar, or you comparing it has to be a sun grown. That's it's like it's so many factors. You know what I'm saying though. In a way, it's easier to just put a factor of strength level and value of price, and forget about whatever the fuck the tobacco is. So you say, hey, about because you could say, oh, I only want to smoke a medium plus cigar. Okay, well that makes it easier than like, oh, does it have to be a Dominican made? Does it have to have a Dominican and Ecuadorian wrapper? Does it have to be a sun grown? Like
Mhm.
there's so many variables in cigars where in a way the easiest thing is price point and strength level. And then from
Mhm.
there it's up to you to, if you fucking enjoy it. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Um
I'm starting to notice that there are certain flavors which I can't describe in a cigar. Like I smoked a cigar, a Fuente made cigar, that had a almost like a tropical barrel experience to it. Like I can't really describe it. Um,
interesting.
and I don't think that's necessarily a good description. I wouldn't recommend anybody go off a description like that. But at the same time, once you smoke it, there's certain notes. For instance, this CDS reminds me of that Caldwell yellow cake I smoked. That density, that vegetal bitterness, but in a good way. Um, I think there are certain notes which are hard to describe otherwise, but if you've smoked similar cigars, you could describe them through similarity that way, which
Interesting.
is why I asked.
Well, Texas is saying Nica Rustica is smoking like a $5 cigar. Yeah, I never liked the Nica Rustica. Sacco saying Maduro's a process. Yes, but so is sun-grown tobacco. But sun-grown's a natural process. The sun's doing it for you. That's why it's called natural. Sun-grown is you can still call sun-grown natural, or you could also call it shade-grown natural because it's still out in the sun. The only thing you're doing is with cheesecloth, but most people aren't doing cheesecloth anymore. Connecticut shade, they're doing Ecuadorian, which is really not a shade grown because it's just in the clouds. So in that case, you have to call it Ecuadorian cloud grown because in a way, what made Connecticut shade famous, was for that wrapper. The process they had to put cheesecloth across the fields. Well, Ecuadorian was cheaper not only in labor, but because the fields were higher up and it was high cloud coverage, they didn't need the cheesecloth. So in a way, calling something shade grown or Connecticut, they still people will say, "Oh, it's Connecticut and it's grown in Ecuador," and it's like, okay, and it's a completely different process because you're using the cloud coverage. So at what point are we like stretching the truth? You know what I'm saying though?
Well,
Um,
they say Connecticut because of the seed. That's really in seed only.
Yeah, but when people advertise at Connecticut like that, they know it's a lighter shade wrapper. 'Cause we're not talking about broadleaf. So in a way, it's like it's false pretension. It should, in my opinion, I would call it a Ecuadorian Connecticut cloud grown. It's cloud grown. The clouds made it light shade.
Oh, I see what you're saying
Because
in
if it
terms of
wasn't
shade
because the
grown.
clouds, it would be an Ecuadorian Connecticut seed sun grown. It would have been a fucking
Right.
it would have been a darker wrapper.
I
So
see it generally listed as just Ecuadorian Connecticut, right?
nobody even,
So,
yeah, only in the fine print. Nobody uses Ecuador on the box. Nobody says Ecuador in Connecticut on the box,
oh
like
really?
as the
Yeah,
on the band advertising, let's take Perdomo. Oh,
that's a good
Perdomo.
point.
It'll be like, oh, it comes in sun grown Maduro in Connecticut. Okay, or whatever the fuck. No one's fucking saying, oh yeah, it comes in Maduro, sun grown and Ecuadorian shade, like on the band. No one's saying Ecuadorian shade.
Romacraft actually does, but yeah, I take your point. Most
Okay,
people
so
don't.
one fucking
So
cocksucker you want to say. Does
one
that
place
represent the
does.
whole? Does that
Yeah,
represent?
yeah.
You're looking for the exclusion. Okay,
No,
I'm
no, no.
talking about.
I'm just saying
No, and
somebody
I
does it, but
appreciate you doing that.
you're
And I'm
right.
also being an
You're right.
asshole. Remember, Richie, I'm being a dick and I mean it, but also I don't care what I'm saying. So don't take it personal.
Okay, that's fine. Well, stoked to be here. Anyway, I, re- I really like this cigar, man, bro.
Bro, it's
I'm
like
Yeah,
WWF. Like I'm really throwing you around and like and like you're landing on your head, but it's not personal. And once the show's over, it's like I'm like, oh, good show, bro. Like it's not. You know what I'm saying though? Well,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Of course I know, man.
yeah.
Um, dude, I'm really getting that Oscuro now. There's like
Sacco,
a
I know cheesecloth doesn't block the sun. I know that, Sacco. And of course, Maduro is a process, just like everything's a process, but Maduro is a man-made process. And yes, it's not it doesn't naturally happen, Maduro. They have to do a process. So I understand that. Thank you, Sacco. Sorry.
I really get the Oscuro now. At some point, the cigar sort of picked up. I'm deeper into it now,
Mm.
and I'm getting the Oscuro strength and there's some it's not leatheriness, it's not earthiness, but there's something like that in Oscuro, and I'm getting that, and it's really good, man. But I'm not getting that. I often get like a way too much sweetness off Oscuro, and it's not giving me that, which I really like. So
The bottom line is you're enjoying it. You have a good
yeah, I
experience, and
really
like
like
I
it.
said, and you just kind of got them in a week ago. So I think if you cut the cap on the next one and let them in a really dry Bova box, or whatever the fuck, and just let
Mhm.
them breathe, for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, see what happens.
Give me one sec. I gotta get my ashtray.
Yeah. Well, give it a second. I think we're gonna have Sacco on for a little bit before the end of the show.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. All right, man. Then I'll leave you guys to it. But
So in the end, you're enjoying the cigar. You get some unique flavors, and I think for the next one, cut the cap now and
yeah.
let it get as much moisture out as you could.
Well,
Um,
I'm gonna store them. I'm gonna actually Sako, if it's all right with you, I'm going to move them to a larger container and I'm just going to put it with 65s so they have a little more room to breathe and air out
yeah, but
and
cut cut
dry
cut
out.
cut the caps though, so they can air out totally. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I mean that.
I'll cut the cap on a couple of them and
Yeah.
see how that goes. But what I want to say about the cigar is it's not giving me a bouquet of flavors like I said in terms of complexity, but I am getting good notes off of it. And what I am getting off of it, I could smoke these all day, man. I could smoke like four of these, dude, just like while you're doing anything. And it's just there's nothing about it that there's no. I've been smoking so many cigars lately where I think like mid tier cigars, and I think there's something about it where I'm like, I don't like this. It's watered down, or it has a bad pepperiness, or it
Well,
has
lots
a
of mid-tier brands they
yeah,
cut corners
yeah.
on tobacco as far as aging and everything else and quality and not every brand, but you know what I'm saying though. Um, but it is what it is. You know what I'm
All right,
saying? Though?
yeah, Sacco, I'll leave him in the bag, but I'll put him at 65. But yeah, exactly. I feel like this cigar does not cut corners, and you
No.
can really taste the difference. So really good, and big thank you to Sacco for that. You know, which I didn't even mention, but yeah, dude, I really appreciate it, man. It's really cool to smoke his cigars, but
Yeah, Sacco said your thank you was very late, so please mail back the cigars, cocksucker.
he said, "Don't even drop him off. I don't even want to see you again, bro."
Yeah, he said.
All right, that's
All right,
hardcore.
bro. I'll see you. Thanks for coming on, brother.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. I'll see you later.
All right. Peace out,
Peace,
bro.
man. Cheers.
Next, we're going to have Sacco on, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, there is overall nice sweetness, but it's not overly done, like very, very, very sugary. It's more of a sweetness and a slightly bitterness to it, almost like if you when you're having like a drink and it has a liqueur in it, which has a sweetness but has a little bit of a semi-bitter. Um, I think overall, I think the Casa Cuba it would be better. What's up, brother? I
You
think
too.
overall the Casa Cuba is a little more of a refined cigar, but I think it's a really good value cigar. This Magnum R, I think you get a lot for your money, and I think if you're looking for something mid-tier Fuente, but it's slightly higher mid-tier, I think it's better than the price point, and so I think it gives you a lot for your money. But I think the Casa Cuba and the Hemingways are I think they're I think they're more aged tobacco, and I think they're better, but it's not that far behind. Overall, I think the cigar is going to get in this experience a solid 4.5. It's a really good experience. I'm enjoying it, and we'll see how it finishes off. What's up, Sacco?
What's up, Richie?
What happened, man? You sound a little under the weather. You sick?
No, not really. No, I'm okay.
No. What happened? Is your chocho okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, everything is okay.
Oh, are you
That
sad?
cigar is those are like hard to find, bro. Like online, you can't even find them. The
Which ones?
Rosados, Rosado.
Really?
Yeah, I like the Rosado more than the Casa Cuba.
Interesting. No, I mean, whatever one hits you better. I like them both. Um, I think I like the Casa Cuba, the number four, my favorite. But I think, like I said, this has a really high value. Um, for like $10, I think you get a lot of cigar for your money, and I think it's a really good time. What size do you like?
Well, I only smoke one size.
Toro?
No, no, no. Sorry. I think Jeremy sent me once. Um, it was a little smaller, and then I smoked one with AP in the New York at the lounge. And that one, I think it was a Churchill or double Corona, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So, but
No, I think they're a solid line. I think,
yeah, in Rosado, I like the floral notes.
yeah.
That's yeah, more floral notes in that one.
I like the way the smoke moves. I like the flavor on it. I like that the flavor's long, but it's not super heavy. But it's kind of a balanced cigar. The clarity is not as clear, I think, as the Casa Cuba, or definitely not as the Hemingway. So I think it's definitely a little younger tobacco compared to those. But I think for what it does, for what it is, it's a good time. Um, uh, and it definitely doesn't feel like a budget cigar, or like it's a dirty cigar, but it's not as refined as like a Hemingway or Don Carlos. Like obviously, when you smoke a Don Carlos, that's a lot more refined. But I think it's a really good cigar. I think 4.5, very good. At least 5 pack. If you really love it, go ahead, go for a box. But I mean, see, you got to see. Also, I think the size is. I did both. I did the smallest, which is the 44, which is great, and I didn't review it though. And I did this is the 56. So you know I did the extremes, and I enjoyed them both. So I thought that's a pretty good basis to say the Magnum R line. I think is a solid line that's enjoyable and very affordable, and not just affordable, but it's good and affordable. I don't care if a cigar is affordable if it tastes like shit.
Right. So how much was that one? You said?
What are you, a fucking cop?
Yeah.
Let me see your vagina. $10. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No. Um,
So yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's burning slow too. It's really burning slow.
with CDS, next one I'm just gonna pick. I think stick with the 52 gauge and just like perfect that size.
I think if anything, you did everything perfect. If anything, you just gave too much. I
Too
think if you
much,
just
yeah.
do a little less filler, and you decide, if it just had one less sleeve, I think it would have had a little more room. You know what I'm saying, though?
Well, okay, so here's the deal. Like when you leave the tobacco out, if it's not humid around, so the tobacco dries fast.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's like in a factory, there's like it's a like complete humidification, so they're easy to work with tobacco. So maybe for the fillers, I had them even little moist, so they got pressed more than the dry leaves would. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because I mean, if you get a bread, if it's like fresh, you can squeeze it, right? If you
yeah.
let it dry, you can squeeze it as much.
Right.
So basically, with the tobacco, if the filler is wet, the more you squeeze it, the more tobacco goes in there automatically.
Right. Right. And maybe you thought you could fit more, and then as it dried, it
Dry,
expanded a little bit, and
exactly. When it
you
dries,
know,
it shrinks, but Anyway, and the PG probably picked picked the heaviest one out, out of all.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I think if he cuts the cap and lets them dry out a little
yeah.
bit,
I mean, yeah. In that Ziploc bag, I wouldn't even put any above it if it was
no,
up to
you
me.
wouldn't even need it. You wouldn't even need it.
No,
No, you can literally cut the cap and just leave it out. Like,
that's better.
but
Yeah, cutting the cap. I mean,
well, at this point though, here's the thing: people say a bovine absorbs moisture, and I think that's false because if it's a full bovine pack, how is it going to absorb anything? Like,
right.
so, you know what I'm saying? Though, like, how can it? If it's really a full pack, like a brand new bovine, let's say 65, even a low humidity, how much can it absorb?
I mean, it's not gonna. Okay, so the Bovida basically, I don't know. Yeah, they say it's not releasing more, and it's not more. So let's say your Bovida is 65, and you have 65 outside relative
Then nothing
humidity.
happens.
It's not going to happen because it's yeah. And then yeah, if that's the case, then
So in
I
that
mean,
case,
I don't know, bro.
do they make 60? Do they make 60?
Yeah, they make the whole range, bro. They do like 38, 42, even for instruments. Like violins, people, you have, I mean, you have to keep them somewhat humid so that it doesn't crack or whatever. So people
Oh,
put their musical instruments in the Bovida. So I
oh.
mean, it's not just cigars.
So I can put a bovine with my choach.
Yeah, definitely. You can put 38 Bovida and then, you'll stay fresh for 72 hours.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
I know, bro. Yeah.
You got to take
So
care of the
yeah,
choach.
basically, one leaf less would have been perfect for all of those cigars.
Yeah,
And then in some
it
I
wouldn't
put
have
like,
it wouldn't have hurt it. It wouldn't have hurt it. But
yeah,
they were
in some
great
I put
blends.
like
You know what I'm saying? Though.
two Ligero leaves. Well, I mean those are thick and I mean thick leaves
Yeah,
to make the blend. So instead of putting like two Ligero, I can put half and half. Like
yeah.
half Nicaraguan, half Dominican, or whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's practice, man. I mean, so far I've done like 1,000 cigars at the factory. People do that in 2 days. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
But
done.
also, somebody designed it, and it's not like the rollers just roll a cigar. They're told to design before they roll it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Though.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
mean, yeah, they don't come up with the blend. They give them the blend,
Exactly.
and the rollers do the
Yeah,
job.
because they might test 100 different versions to see which one tastes and smokes the best. Because they might say, "Hey, this version tastes the best, but it's burning the slowest." Hey,
Yeah,
so all right, let's play it around here. Oh, this one burns better, but it's not strong enough. So it's a mix. You know what I'm saying though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. On the end, you know,
What is this, a cigar channel? We're talking a lot about tobacco, man.
I like it. Too bad Jeremy is not here. He likes cigars. What happened to AP? He went to sleep.
AP went
These
to
few
sleep.
words
Yeah,
and just disappeared.
AP's just waiting to get his license. You know what I'm saying, though? That poor guy. New York City's worse than California, but I'll say this though: the moment he gets his permit, he's allowed to carry, unlike California.
Right.
So New York is worse than California, but once you get your permit, you can carry. So it's better. But in New York City, is very difficult because just because you could carry now, they could say, well, not in the subway, or not in a stadium, or not in a
Right.
mall, or not
Yeah.
even in the street. They're gonna say, well, there's some. Let's say if a place with more than 10,000 people, you can't have it. So in that case, where can you even have it? Like, you know what I'm saying though? And like,
Yeah. What's the
and they'll
point?
bust your balls. And New York State, for example, let's just say they could have with facial recognition, they're gonna know who has even a carry permit. So you could have the police harassing people with carry permits and go, oh, do you have it on you? Oh yeah. Oh, this is too big of an area. Is You're not allowed to have it. And
There
at
even
the,
some the restaurant says no guns. The like the drugstore says no guns when you go in there. So I mean,
um, yeah, I don't care about that.
yeah, but I know, but you know. So
Well,
okay, so
if
New
I'm a
York.
good guy and I don't care about it, do
So
bad
wait,
guys?
so New York state or city or counties, is it when you get it in a state, you can carry it everywhere?
The answer is absolutely no and absolutely yes. Let me explain. He's actually going to be better because his New York City pistol permit is state licensed, and Suffolk and Nassau County, which is Long Island, respects New York City. But guess what? New York City doesn't respect Long Island. So if you're from here's Long Island, right? But it's not real, but it's a nickname. You have Suffolk County, Nassau County, Queens, and Brooklyn. Up here, you got Manhattan, and well, let's just call it the five boroughs and the two counties of Long Island, which is Nassau and Suffolk, which are real places. Nassau and Suffolk issues their own state carry license. It'll say Suffolk issued by Suffolk County. If you have Suffolk County, you could carry in Suffolk County. Hey, what's up, Cap? And you could carry in
What's up,
Nassau
Tom?
County. Nassau and Suffolk County, they respect each other, right? The
Hmm.
moment you go from Nassau County to Queens, your Nassau and Suffolk County permit is not respected in the five boroughs. So you cannot conceal carry legally in the five boroughs with a Long Island permit. But the people
Okay.
in the five boroughs could go to the Long Island. Isn't that stupid?
Yeah, it's here too. I mean, every county has their own laws. So you might have a permit in one county, and then it's not good for
It's
the next
insanity.
county.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
But here's the difference, though. I'm going to say, in a movie, the guy I knew and most people, when they went to the city, if they had the permit, they still carried it. And why? Because if they need it, it's better off not dying and losing your permit. That's, you know what I'm saying. So you'll lose your license, but at least you're not dead. So if you cross over from Nassau County to Queens or Brooklyn, better off having the gun. Allegedly, uh, even though your permit's not good there, you'll lose your license. But you're not now. So if you go there and just talk about it, you're an idiot. You're gonna get in trouble. But if you keep it concealed and nobody knows, and if somebody tries to shoot you and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. Okay, well then better off than being dead and losing your permit, right? Um,
Right.
but but you would lose your permit though. Now that's a thing though that can be brought up to the Supreme Court because if you're a New York State resident and you pay for the permit in New York, right? So why should someone in Suffolk County, in the state of New York, his driver's license is good in the whole state of New York, right? Why isn't his pistol license good? It says state of New York. So why isn't it respected? Well, because New York City says go fuck yourself. So it's not illegal what they're doing, but it will get challenged. It will eventually. What New York City and New York State has done, they made a step in the right direction because now everything's a carry permit. Before that, it was only a permit to the range and home. And then it means you couldn't carry for protection. Meaning, if someone tried to rob you in between going to the range, okay. But if you're at Walmart or a gas station, unless you said I was going to the gas station before I was going to the range, and even then they could try to like bust your balls. You see what I'm saying though?
Right.
So now it is a full carry, but even then you're not good in New York City unless that eventually gets overturned, and it should. But upstate New York and Long Island, you're good too. So if you go from, check this out, if you go from Long Island, Suffolk, Nassau County, once you get to Queens, before you get to Queens, you got to put the gun now in the trunk because you're still allowed to have it, but you can't carry it. And so you could put the pistol in the trunk, drive through New York City, as long as you stay on the highways, and only if you pull off to get gas. But they allow you what's called passage. So if you go from Long Island, the moment you get to Queens, then it has to be in the trunk, locked up. Once you get through the New York City and you go up through Manhattan and the Bronx, and you get to upstate New York, like Albany, Rochester, then you could put the gun back in your pants because it's a New York State permit, and upstate New York is not playing the games New York City does. So your Long Island permit is good in Nassau and Suffolk and upstate New York. But when you go through the city of New York, like the city of New York, you need a permit for a shotgun, not in Long Island. So if you're going from Long Island, you're going upstate to go duck hunting, you could bring the shotgun through New York State, but you're only supposed to go through the highways and the bridges and the tunnels. And then once you get to upstate, you're good. So, but if you got pulled over, they're going to see in your driver's license you're not a resident from the city. So you could say, yeah, I have a shotgun in the back, I'm going hunting. You would be okay. But if they want to bust your balls, they could. Now, if you pulled over off the highway and you went to your grandma's house in Brooklyn to have dinner and you have a shotgun in the trunk, then they could get you for an unlicensed shotgun in the city of New York. Do you understand that? If they want to
So it's a
bust your
bunch of
balls.
bullshit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so if you look
You're
at
a
it like,
slave. In the state of New York, you're a slave with various rules, all to fuck you up and send you to prison. It's
yeah,
bullshit. It's bullshit.
yeah, like now your knowledge, not everybody who carries a gun knows all this, right? I mean,
Bro, most people
most
don't
people
know
don't
don't
know,
care.
and breaking the law basically
Well,
every
here's the
day
thing: what does the criminal do?
unknowingly.
Hold on, what does the criminal do? He'll give a shit.
Yeah,
Criminals will
well,
take the criminals will know what they do. They get on the fucking train from Brooklyn. They take the Long Island Railroad, and they go to Nassau or Suffolk County, go to a rich neighborhood, rob someone with a gun, get back on the train and go back. They can fucking throw the fucking gun in the fucking water, and whatever. Nobody gives a shit.
yeah, nobody gives a shit. Yeah, exactly. And then plus criminals, they're already, their mindset to go to jail, like it could be happening. But if you're like a
With the
regular
criminal,
citizen,
the gun is the least charge because if you're robbing people or shooting people, that's a way worse felony than a 1 year unlicensed handgun. They don't give a shit about that
yeah,
because you'll get maybe 6 months probation. But if you're robbing someone, you can get 10 years of armed robbery. You know what I'm saying? Now we're talking about, but a good person's like they're not doing anything wrong. But now a good person losing their license and getting a 1 year felony, that's really bad for them. So the law
exactly,
only fucks up good people. Bad people don't give a shit.
exactly. That's the point that I'm saying.
And here's the thing: if you're bad, you could throw it away when you're done and not even gonna know you had it. If you're good and you use it, they're gonna know because it's
Well,
registered
yeah, I
to
mean,
you.
the criminals don't use the guns they register to their names. That would be dumb criminals.
If, not only that, the state of New York keeps empty shell casings. So, and they have your fingerprints. So when they find, even if you left, the worst you could do is defend yourself with a legal handgun in New York and leave because your prints are probably going to be on. Most people don't load their guns wearing gloves, right? So their
Right,
prints are going to be on the brass, and then the imprint of the firing, and if they figure out that they match it to what type of gun, they could look at the New York State keeps the casing, and if they match it up, you know, whatever. So it's yeah, there's a way to get back to you because the bottom line is a good person is going to have a car registered to them. Their face is registered to them because there's so many facial recognition cameras in New York, so it doesn't matter. They're gonna, if you're a good person, they got you. If you do anything, you know what I'm saying? Though.
right, yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah, Jersey. Yeah, Jersey. Fucking just join the mafia. When you're done with the Glock, you throw it out, and that's that. You know what I'm saying?
with the glove.
You know what the
So,
best bet? Know what the best bet is? Just get a musket. Muskets are not a firearm. You know, like a pirate. Get a musket pistol. Allegedly, this is legal. You can order it in the mail legally, and again. 2 fucking black powder muskets in your fucking pants, it's not a firearm. And you don't even now. The thing is, in New York City though, they still want you to register your black powder. Some guy had a whole bunch of because they're considered antiques. They're not a firearm. A firearm needs to use a case, a cartridge, not just a bullet, but a People don't say ammunition's a cartridge. It's got some type of obviously a primer. And 22s don't use a primer in a sense, but still, a 22 is still a firearm because the primer, the case of the back has a coating that ignites. So something has to ignite from a firing pin on the back of the round. There's powder in a case, and there's a bullet and a propellant, and therefore it's a firearm. A musket is black powder. It's just a ball. It's not a firearm. So therefore, like you could, if you're in Suffolk and Nassau County, you could order a black powder pistol, and you don't need a permit. Now, if you're walking around with it, though, I don't know the legalities on concealing that. Can you still get jammed up though? Not for owning it, but this is where guys get jammed up, Sacco. They'll
Yeah, just
buy.
walk around with a 6 foot musket.
No, they make musket pistols. So, but guys
Oh
will
god.
buy. Now, I don't know anyone that did this, but guys will buy a musket pistol, right? But they'll buy a conversion kit, so shoot like a 45 long Colt. Then now it becomes a firearm, and in that case, you have to then register it. But in this case, if you don't have a permit, you can't register because you need a permit first. So in this case, now you can get a lot of trouble if you convert a black powder to a firearm. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
In New
Yep.
York, other states don't give a shit. It's just like, are you a felon? If you're not, own all the guns you want. Nobody cares. Mhm. You know what I'm saying, though? You know what I'm saying? You know what kills more people than guns? Diabetes, AIDS,
Mosquitoes.
even syphilis and gonorrhea around the world. It kills people. Nobody cares. So how come you don't have to get registered when you got AIDS? What if you got AIDS and so do should you get a permit for that? You know what I'm saying though?
And let me kill you with my AIDS. Self-defense.
No, because let's just say a person's on the ground, right, and they got into a car accident and they're bleeding and like, oh, this person hold the wound. Oh, hold on, they got AIDS? I don't want to hold the wound if they got AIDS. You know what I'm saying though?
Right.
How do you know?
How do you know? Yeah, you don't know.
Well, there's other ways to know. You know, if you're
Oh,
like,
you
sir,
gotta take it. You gotta take
no,
him to
look.
doctor.
If some guy got into a car accident, he's bleeding. I'm like, oh, we gotta hold the wound. Hold on, sir. What's your name? My name is Peter. Yeah, I'm not holding the wound. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding the wound. I'm not holding the wound. It's if I'm like, okay, Peter,
Fuck.
what do you do for a living? I'm a truck driver. I'm a forklift. I'll hold the wound. All right, you'll be all right. If you're like, hold on, sir. Like, oh, this guy's not breathing. He needs CPR. What does he like to watch on TV? Oh, he watches Lethal Weapon and Richie. All right, hold on. I'll fucking do CPR. Whatever the fuck. Hold on. This guy's not breathing. He needs CPR. What does he watch? Oh, he loves 90 Day Fiance. Motherfucker's dead. I'm sorry. I'm out.
I'll let you. Fucking.
You think I'm joking?
That's funny, man.
Dude, every commercial for these AIDS commercials and PrEP, and commercial if you have AIDS to help you with your AIDS, which okay, I don't wish you on no one, but every commercial was like 5 guys, and they're all like, "We got AIDS, but with this new drug, you wouldn't know." And you're like, "Yeah, we already know. You watch 90 Day Fiance. We know. We know. No, we know. We know." You know, listen,
Shit,
if I
man.
get to a car accident, I'm unconscious. All they're gonna smell is like fucking tobacco and like gunpowder. Like this guy don't got AIDS. Fuck, get this guy
Yeah.
out of here. Get this fucking guy out of here. Fuck, get this.
Oh
No, and
man.
I would just be like, no, let me die. Let me die. I don't have to pay child support no more. Leave me the fuck alone. Because the worst case, if I get into an accident, imagine I'm in a wheelchair. New York State. Oh, you can't pay your child support. I'm in a fucking wheelchair. Prison. Guilty. You know what I'm saying? Fucking,
Yeah, man.
if I end up in a wheelchair, just fucking let me go, cocksucker. Let Richie go. Let me go. That's all you gotta know. That's all you gotta know. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
Yeah. Also,
that's
if the
that.
guy has like body glitter or you know what I'm saying, no, yeah, then you know I'm not doing CPR. You know,
Body. Damn, that's funny, man.
or like white tight pants or something like that. Like
Nah. What if it's like straight up tongues?
you thought, yeah, if he's wearing,
You go there, and you see the tongues first.
yeah,
Nah.
yeah, nah, okay. Now the
Yeah.
Heimlich I would do for anyone because I'm not going to catch anything doing the Heimlich, but mouth to mouth, I hate to say it, I'm not catching throat gonorrhea or herpes off of no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, man. I mean, you made your decision. You know. I mean, these are good things to look out for. You know what I'm saying, though. Maybe I should work for the CDC. You know,
Yeah, you should.
like how do we know? How do we know when to use gloves to hold the wound? All right, real simple.
You
Go
see
on
that?
his phone.
You see that glitter?
Yeah,
That's the sign.
you wear the gloves. You if
You
he's
see the
looking up
glitter? You wear the gloves.
if he's looking up makeup reviews on YouTube, wear two gloves. Okay. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah. Yeah.
Captain, when
Yeah.
all the
Yeah. He's not doing ass to mouth.
James, what's up, bro?
No, and it's not personal, but like I don't see guys smoking cigars on a commercial on TV, and they're like, "Yeah, we got AIDS." But when I'm smoking Padron with my medication, you wouldn't even know I got AIDS. Doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, because nobody can smoke a cigar on the TV and advertise. It is okay. Yeah, I mean, the rest is okay, but yeah, with the cigars, not okay.
Dude, it's just a behavior thing where if you're gonna have unprotected sex, with 5 people a day, in saunas, in the ass, you're gonna get AIDS, 100%.
Sooner or later, yeah.
No, no, yeah. Like I was watching these videos on YouTube, and these kids in high school, 451, they're like, "Oh my God, I got AIDS." Like, how do you have AIDS at 18? How much? How how much? How much are you at 18? How much?
Is he doing the whole class same time?
Yes.
Uh, that's
Can you
fresh.
imagine? Can you imagine? Oof, oof,
Oof.
oof, oof.
Oof.
Be the worst case, like if you were like got into a car accident, like in the village in New York City, and they're like, "Oh, he's lost a lot of blood. He needs a transfusion." You're like, "Not here, not in the village, not in the hospital, in the village. No, 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 no. Let me go. Let me
Take him
go.
somewhere else.
No, no. Yeah, no, drive me to a Catholic hospital, please. You know what I'm saying? No, fucking like, no, no. We got you're at New York City Village Hospital. You're like, no, 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 no. Hi, hi, I'm your doctor. Like, no, 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 no.
Oh man,
No, fuck, no, no. Yeah,
not
I don't
worth
know.
it.
I'm just going by what they tell me, and every commercial for AIDS is not guys that look like me, like guys that drink like protein shakes and work out and fucking smoke cigars and they hate their life. No, no,
Yeah.
they all look happy. You know why? Because they're doing whatever they want. They got a shorter life, but they do whatever they want. In the 40 years, in the 30 to 40 years they live because they die of AIDS, they do whatever they want. They go to shows. I'm jealous. They go to shows. They wear and dress what they want.
Yeah.
They got a lot of friends. Not only they got friends. Okay, when I go out, when I was younger, and I go out, my friends, my guy friends, we're all straight. We would have to go out and try to find women to have sex. If you're like that, you go out with your guy friends and you already got the sex. You're like, where are we
Yeah.
gonna go tonight? Oh, I don't know. Let's go grab some drinks and blow each other. Oh, great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like everywhere they go, they got choach.
Yeah, they got
So look. Either you're straight and you got to get fucked by child support and losing your children, right? Or you're the other way and you have to worry about AIDS. Either way, you got to suffer. You know what I'm saying, though? You notice straight guys don't get AIDS because they need you to live, so you pay your child support, right?
Uncle
Why?
Larry, what's up?
Why can't I get AIDS so I don't have to pay my child support no more? They won't let me get AIDS. They won't let me get it. Even if I got AIDS, they cure me because I got to pay child support. Like, we can't let this guy die. Doc, how much? My luck, if I get AIDS, they're going to say, how much time you got to live? They go, how old's your daughter? 14. You got 4 years left. What do you mean? I got to wait till my daughter's 18? Wait, then my child support's over. And then you die of AIDS. You know what I'm saying? That's
I thought they raised it to 21 now.
okay. I have to wait. They wait till I'm 21. They'd keep me alive.
2
They'd
more
fucking
years,
keep me
yeah.
alive. They'd keep me
Oh, that's
alive.
3 more years. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody that has child support is dying of AIDS. Call me a conspiracy theorist. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So what do you want? Child support or AIDS? That's all it is. That's your choice. As a man, as a man, as a man,
Yeah.
that's your choice. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
I don't want both.
Well, you can't have both for long. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just the way it is, I guess, huh?
Listen, bro. It is, man. Bro. I don't. And yeah, like here's the thing too. Imagine someone has AIDS and they get cremated, and they're like, "Oh, let's throw their ashes." No, don't throw those ashes. The ashes got AIDS. You throw. Oh shit! I don't want to get that in my face. Fucking. They throw. They're throwing the ashes over a bridge, and now the fish has got AIDS. The fish is like, "Oh, it's food." You fuck. Now that's great. Now my fucking tuna sandwich has got AIDS.
Oh my God.
Tell me I'm
Great.
wrong. Tell me I'm
That's
wrong.
it.
Do you think I'm going to lose commercials on this episode? Do you think?
Yeah, AIDS commercials.
No,
Uh,
tell me I'm wrong. Can you imagine? Oh, we're gonna dump the ashes. In Central Park. It's a biohazard. The ashes got AIDS. Come on. Hold on. Before you throw those ashes,
but
you know
isn't
what
the
I'm saying?
ash burned already? How the burnt shit can have
I
anything in
don't
there?
give a shit, man. No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
If someone is dead, you can still get AIDS from their blood or from their organs. You know what I'm saying, though? Yeah. Yeah.
How? Yeah, that's interesting question, Cap. How do they, Richie? Yeah, how do mosquitoes pass other diseases but not HIV?
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Um, I guess if you're hanging out at a 451 nightclub and there's mosquitoes and they bite someone first, that's got it. If you're next to them, maybe you're next. In this case, you want to get bit first. So in this case, if you're out with them, don't wear mosquito spray. You want to get bit right away, and then they go to
Okay.
them. You don't want fucking bite me first. Whatever. Fucking
They
bite
go
me
to them.
first. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so the HIV is transmitted through blood.
It's through
Is
blood,
that
but
what it is?
yes, but okay. Let me explain something.
Like, okay, if somebody has an
Let me explain something.
HIV,
Let me explain
cut
something. If
cut
a
a hand,
woman,
and then you cut your hand, and then you put the blood.
it's possible, but it's exposure. It's possible, but the easiest way to get it is up the ass because your ass has got fissures and it's got rips and tears. And so what happens is if the person who is going up your ass has got AIDS, their blood and semen, right, is getting into you, like right into you. You know what I'm saying though? Right into you.
The
Um,
juices.
yeah, no, it's a fact. It's a fact. So they proved it that even if a woman has AIDS and a man has sex with her, but only in the pussy, it's harder to get it because the pussy's got air. And believe it or not, the virus it's harder to catch it. The looser her pussy is, the harder it is to get. Believe it or not.
Damn, this episode is getting spicy.
Bro, bro. You go on a dating site, you're like, how big is it? I gotta know. You go for
Oh,
is
man.
it's too tight. I can't. If it's tight, you gotta wear a Jimmy. All right, you gotta wear a Jimmy.
Where was the last time? Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah. So that's the bottom line. And I don't know if you know this, those guys are all doing the back door. So that's why they all end up getting it. They're not wearing Jimmys. There's like three factors. They're not wearing Jimmys. They're all going the back door, which is the easiest way to spread it, and high volume. So I mean, when you're doing 3 to 5 guys a day, I mean,
High
easy,
volume.
bro. When I drove Uber, I had multiple different guys tell me, "Oh yeah, remember that guy said, oh, I just came from the beach. Oh, did you have a good time? Oh, he said it was such a great time. I was there with my friends, my 5 friends. I said, oh, that's nice. You have a good time, have a few beers. Oh, it was great. He goes, and everyone got a blowjob. I said, what? He goes, all my friends. He goes, we all blew each other. Everyone. He said, I blew 5 guys today. Wow.
Oh
And then
my
it
god.
hurt me. And I said, I've never had friends like that, you know. And he said, it, I never had friends like that. Me and my friends, if all 5 of us hanging out, we're like, "Are we playing poker? What are we doing? We're gonna drink some beers. What are we doing?" You know?
Smoke cigars, huh?
Yeah, supposed to go. You know, no,
That's
at no
boring,
point they're
man.
like, at no point they're like, hey, John, eh?
Is it time?
And
Oh my
so,
god, Richie.
yeah, the thing is, yeah. And then he said, "Do you want to be number 6?" And I said, "No, no,
No,
no, no."
no, no,
He
no.
offered it, and he offered the whole ride. And then when he got out of the car, I dropped off at a restaurant. And he leaned over right in the window, and he leaned in. And he's like, "Look, it's a big parking lot. We can go over there. No one's gonna know. I'll suck you off right now. It'll be the best blowjob you ever had." I said, "No, I'm sorry, buddy." He goes, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "I'm sure. I'm really
Oh my
sure."
god.
He's like, "All right, you're lost, and that's how I don't have AIDS."
Was that could have been Carl?
Yeah, who knows?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a true story, man.
And
And
what
that's
happened?
why in that community, so you have no one's wearing jimmies, and they're all going up the back door. But like, bro, I'm straight, and I've had so many gay men offer blowjobs and everything else just for driving my job when I was doing Uber. I didn't even know they get in the car like, oh, how you doing? Oh, okay. You want a blowjob? Like, so in a way, imagine in that community as a straight man. Imagine if women just offered that. You'd be like, am I in heaven? What is
Yeah.
this? Is this
Yeah.
heaven? Like, because with women, it's like, do they like your body type? How much do you make? What kind of car do you drive? Does your family have a lot of money? Do you have a big dick? Okay, you don't have a big dick. Do you have a lot of money? Oh, you have a big dick? Oh, great. Okay. Like, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying, though? With gay guys, I got to admit, they love everyone for about 30 to 40 years and then AIDS. But for those 30 or 40 years, they do, they have so much,
Live
they
their
have
life
so much fun. They, they,
at
they,
fullest.
they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
What
man,
what
it's the
what what if it's
life.
Sacco? What if it's not actually AIDS? What if AIDS is just fun? Like your body's like you've had enough fun. You're done. That's
You're
no more
done.
fun. You're done.
Yeah.
You're like you've had enough fun, and you're like, oh no, I gotta go now. You've had so much fun. Your time to like wait. Can I spread the fun a little more? Yeah, you can spread the fun.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We
It
should
is what
go.
it is. Yeah. They have a lot of fun. So I'm jealous in that factor. I wish I could have that
Yeah.
level of fun as a straight guy.
Yeah.
So, because
The
as a
the
straight
rest
guy,
we
you're like,
do is
oh
boring.
well, oh I don't have enough money to take a girl out because girls just want you to take them out, and then okay, All right, or it's like, oh, I don't have a sexy job, or for a guy, if he loses his job, now his wife or girlfriend leaves him, right? Because he doesn't make any money anymore, right? Oh, because women are not going to date a loser, but gay guys, they're like, hey, you want a blowjob? Like, I don't even know
Yeah,
you.
it's not dating.
Yeah, bro.
It's really simple.
You know what my opinion on gays are? Check this out. I believe all gay men are straight men in their past life, and they went through a bad divorce, and they said, I'm never going to deal with this shit again. I'm never going to lose my kids and get divorced and pay child support. And then when they come back in their next life, they're like, hey, you know what I'm
Friend that baby.
saying? They come back and they look at a woman, they're like, oh, God, that's gross. I remember my last life. You ruined my life. And that's why girls keep gay guys as friends, because like they're mad that like they don't want them. So the Godfather says keep your enemies close. Well, as a woman, they have all the power over men. Not all men though. So straight women will hang out with gay men because they can't believe that this guy doesn't want her. So they're like they
Right.
have to keep them close. They're like,
Oh man.
yeah, because I mean, if gay guys wanted to convert straight guys, here's the thing. I'm not gay, but if I was, I would have meetings and say, listen, straight guys, look, I get it. You don't like men, but look, women are destroying your life. You know this. How many people have child support? How many people lost their kids? How many people have been wrongfully convicted because she got mad and called the police and you got domestic violence? Well, guess what? In the gay community, you just go to a sauna, everyone gets a blowjob, and you're like, it's a nice benefit package, but that's not for me. Listen, maybe there's a lot of gay guys, they don't even like men, but they're just sick of women's bullshit. You know what I'm saying, though?
Right. GT, what's up, bud?
What's up, bro? Does that make any sense? That's all it is.
Yeah, I
So it's not,
guess so, man.
yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me, but it is what it is.
Otto. Hey man. Oh man, all the guys showing up today.
Yeah, yeah, Otto, what's up, bro? I'm in Florida for right now, not for long. Is what it is. 451 Central. But well, anyway, Sacco, I hope everyone learned something tonight. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. I learned more than I asked for, I guess.
This was a spicy one.
What happened to PG? He went to sleep?
He's crying right now. He's like, I don't know. Richie's speaking the truth. He's like, all my troubles could go away. All I gotta do is be 451. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even give you a party when you join their group. Oh, he came out. Like, oh, big celebration. You're like, yeah. Nobody like if I go out and get laid tonight with the woman, none of my friends are throwing a party. They get jealous. Oh, I got laid last night. Ah, fuck you, man. I didn't.
Uh-huh.
It is what it is. What do you want? Child support or AIDS? You got to choose.
Non man. Men of War by AJ. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, this cigar is going to get a 4.55. I really enjoyed it. I think the Casa Cuba is better, but a little better. It's a 4.65, but it's a high value. You get a lot for your money, and I think it's a really enjoyable cigar. If you're looking for something on the heavy medium plus, but a lot of flavor, a good complexity, a nice mixture of sweetness with some spice, but not overdone. So if you're looking for something that's not a really spicy sun grown, the Magnum R 56, it's a 4.55, 5-pack worthy, and that's that, brother.
Nice. GT smoking Cofredia.
Yeah, he spoke on the Boulevard.
That's the
Yeah,
PG
no, that's a great
certified.
cigar, and online you can get that cigar for nothing. It gives you a lot of really high value mid tier cigar. Well, I'm gonna get going. Sacco, my phone's about to die, man. So everyone, God bless. I'll see you around. Stay
Wish you
out of
take care,
trouble.
buddy. Take care,
Make sure
guys.
you wear Jimmy's.
Jimmy's. Yeah. Hey, you doing church or the other one? Just wear Jimmy's.
Wear Jimmy's. Wear
One
Jimmy's.
will save you from AIDS, the other one will save you from child support.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, listen. You don't want to see the judge, and you don't want to get the fudge. You gotta wear fucking. You gotta wear Jimmy's. You know what I'm saying?
Good night, guys. Ciao.
All
Ciao,
right. See you
Otto.
later, man. Stay
All right,
fresh.
man.
All right. Later.
Later.